But we'll continue to provoke and, push them further for, as you stated, further and better particulars of what the fund is being used for. But there's a critical question that we probably might be losing sight of. You made mention of, we say that our arrivals are increasing, but maybe they are decreasing in nature. Now, what is our tourism product at all? What is Ghana's tourism product? I want us to, what is our tourism product? And how have we competitively marketed and promoted and packaged that product? What is the product at all?
Believed it to be, before I came back to Ghana, our primary product is heritage. And it's heritage as evidenced by the history, the culture, the castles, the events that occur during the seasons. And it's for those things that I believe people primarily want to come and be in Ghana. And it's those things which I think we are failing to act as good custodians of, which is why polytanks, I understand from our colleague, are appearing in aged forts around the castle. So what we need within any tourism policy is some attention to exactly these artifacts of our heritage and how they will be brought to life. I'm not sure that our priority in terms of the Tourism Development Fund should be motorway rest stops, because that for me does not connect to what we need to be safeguarding, and it certainly seems in some respect to be fighting against the already established hotels and guest houses that are providing that service. So we need to be careful, as Professor Ishmael is saying, we should be looking at what are the priorities for this valuable fund. But may I please touch on the issue of salaries, which Madam Bella addressed. You see, there's a very circular issue here. When I look at my P&L, forget the losses that I see continually, forget the losses that most operators see continually. When I look at my P&L, I can see the areas in which I'm generating significantly greater costs than should be the case. And certainly I'm seeing far greater costs than my competitors who are operating elsewhere in the world. So electricity and water, if they are consuming 30% of my revenues, not profit, my revenues, and then on top of that, I've got this whole avalanche of fees, costs, and levies that are doing their best to depress me, then where will I, and then I've got payroll costs which are higher in Ghana than in Europe. The 13.5% contribution that I have to pay for SNIT for each employer is higher than I would pay in the UK, where it will be about 8%. So if I'm paying and absorbing all of that, you ask yourself as you cut the cake, where is the wherewithal to be able to pay, to do what you should do, which is pay your staff more? Because actually I agree that the rates of pay cannot be governed by any legislation. It has to be governed by the ability of the business to pay. And then you have to ask yourself, why is it that we have a minimum wage regime which proposes such ridiculously low, unsustainable minimum wage rates for workers? And sometimes I think that there is it's a device to ensure that private operators can pay the excessive taxes, fees, and levies to enable the government to collect all this money and use it as it will. I think that our tax regime is too high.
With regards to our internship work, let me just share a short experience that I have. When our students are on internship, especially in the culinary arts, the challenge is we are supervisors. What are you coming to supervise if you don't know what is happening from the down? A typical example was we asked a lady to slice onions, and it was a problem. How would I, if you are not able to slice onions, then okra there, you can't even go there because it's more slimy. So I think that we need to holistically embrace what we are doing. slicing of onions is part of the culinary arts. And so if you don't know how to slice the onions, and we have different slices, as we know, it's not just the way our grandmothers do it. It's different shapes, different sizes. So I think that academia should actually inform our students that when you go, it's the service from down to top, and not from top to down. Thank you. That GATOF is ever ready from today, or even before, that let us expand the base of the fund. We said we have 25 trade associations under GATOF. How many of these trade associations are paying? About 3 or 4. What are the rest waiting for? I think at our conference in Koforidua, this was discussed over and over again. And we said when we are back, this will be implemented. It has not been implemented. Why? Because we are ready to comply. And also having in mind that we broaden the base, considering our 1% is also at the back of our mind, so that it comes back to the cow or the hen that is laying the egg. We are ready. We are ready to do that. Number 2, I'm a little bit confused or not aware that some of the sites does not belong to GTA. And this sites that does not belong to GTA, the revenue that is generated from those funds or those sites, where do they go to? That when there is a problem there, GTA will have to take our fund to go and repair. When the revenue, we don't know where it goes to. Thank you. We need to talk again with GTA, because if you are training tour operators, and GATOF is aware that tour operators are being trained, we know every trade association has its specific needs. And so if it's not a general training that comes to all the 25 trade associations, we cannot specifically say it is in collaboration with GATOF. So we should be saying that we collaborated with tour operators and gave them training in customer care or something. So we need to talk again and see what is, have some needs assessment that specifically hoteliers need ABC. All the 25 trade associations, we have our specific needs. So, Mr. Fund Manager, I think that we need to talk and do special training that will benefit the industry generally. So that's what I have to say.
Madam, that there are seasons of the business. Very soon we'll be in the low season of the hotel business. How often do you adjust your prices when we get into the low season? 2, now we have booking platforms where hotels have signed contract with, and they give them 30%, 20%, 15%. However, the local tour operator who is supposed to sell your rooms and get, discount. We don't have, I'm speaking, on behalf of the Tour Operators Union, which I'm a member. Now, it is difficult for a local indigenous tour operator to get discount from the hotels than the booking engines, platforms. They get whopping discount. So, if I sell to a client, a customer, giving the rack rate, I don't have a TO, a tour operator rate. If you go to the hotels, they tell you that write a letter to us. Then, based on the bookings that you will consider, will review and consider. But if I'm a first timer, there's no discount for you. So, it makes my product or my service very expensive. And that is why now travelers are going online to purchase or book the rooms themselves without using a tour operator. So what does the tour operator get? The tour operator will get just the facilitation, just maybe meet and greet. And now with Uber, the tourists can also book. So we have a threat to our industry with advent of internet and application development. So we need to critically address the challenges and issues that are affecting operators. Hotel Association, how well are you collaborating with tour operators, giving them some good discount for them to also make good business?
First of all, I believe that every hotelier at any level, whether it's budget, 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, will want to maximize their business. What will vary greatly is the degree to which they understand the levers that they should be pulling on and exactly how they can use those levers. So generally, if you look at our tourism environment, hospitality environment of Ghana, what I think we would all see is that other than for the probably 2, 3, 4, 5-star, there is limited use of technology to enable potential consumers, guests to access the different products, limited use. When it comes to seasonal pricing pricing is a function of the individual operator's understanding of their own business cycle. And therefore, where there's good understanding, you'll see that people know that you can't charge the same price at Easter that you'll charge in maybe September. There are different seasons. So certainly, what I'm saying is that you will see seasonal pricing operate, but it can sometimes not be very, very visible, because if you phone in a particular month of the year and ask the price, that is the price you'll know. But if you phone and ask, what is your low season price, your high season price, you'll get a different answer. If you look online, you will become aware that some operators also show their low season and their high season. I know that we do, because we have to but if I speak for my own individual business, as opposed to speaking for Ghana Hotels Association, I know that we have to recognize there's a low season, a high season. The low seasons seem to occupy the majority of the year, I have to admit. The high seasons are few. The high seasons tend to be the Christmas and New Year, the Easter period, the Bakatu, Afashe periods, and Panafest. And then you are back to the end of the year. So certainly seasonal pricing is something we need to understand more right across the industry and make use of, and also know how we use technology to be able to promote our message. In terms of the booking platforms, look, technology is here to stay. The fact is that there's far more use of just-in-time booking by customers. Just-in-time booking. So just-in-time booking simply means that whereas once upon a time, somebody would phone you or send you an email, and then maybe 2 months later, they'll come and lodge at your place. Now, it will be the day before, or even that same day, that somebody will phone you from their mobile phone and tell you that they are asking about rooms, or they may not even phone you at all. They'll just go to a booking platform, and if you are showing availability, they will book. So within the hotel industry, again, if you are not connected online, you will not have access to that information. And even people from outside tend to make a great deal of use of just-in-time booking. So it's not just a domestic tourism-oriented feature. With regards to the booking platforms, again, yes, you are right, moderator, they levy a very heavy commission. It tends to be between 15%, 25%. So yes, you are right, 15%, 25%, why wouldn't that go to a tour operator? Well, what I'll say to you is that many hotel operators are connected to tour operators with which they have existing agreements. But it can often be the case that if someone phones today and will say that they want to make a booking, I'm a tour operator, that individual hotelier might have difficulty in accepting whether it's a genuine bona fide tour operator or whether it's someone speculatively trying to achieve a discount. So certainly where individual operators hear from tour operators who connect with them, find out about their rates, terms and conditions, you'll find that agreements are in place which enable them to access discounts based on the number of guests, number of rooms they are booking, and the number of nights that they are staying. So those arrangements are in place, and I know a lot of hotels are using them. So what I would suggest is that there needs to be much more connection between the tour operator and the person the operator who's going to deliver and provide the service to the consumer. And the way in which this needs to happen, tour operators generally want to bundle groups of consumers, groups of guests, and bring them as a package to lodge at particular places and move them through or the region or around the country, looking at particular sites before they go back. That is how tour operators generally work.
It is cheaper for you to buy a package from a tour operator in Dubai, in Kenya, than to buy it yourself, walking. Because they have systems in place. And they make sure that they guarantee the indigenous business operator. Our mother is Gatof. We are siblings. I see Hoteliers Association as a sibling to tour operator. Our parent is Gatof. So what is Gatof doing? To harmonize our operations. You are charging me, you are giving discount, higher discount to an app outside Ghana. And me, a local business person, if I come to you, you tell me I'll give you 10%. Even write a letter. Meanwhile, you have signed an agreement. You have signed an agreement with Booking.com, with Expedia, with Airbnb, and you are giving them 25%. And how do you expect the local business to grow? Because my rates are expensive. So it is better for you to buy online without buying from the operator. But then again, Gatof is our mother. We are siblings. I have tour guides, I have tour operators, I have Hoteliers Association, I have all the other trade associations. Our parent is you, Gatof. So how are you bringing us together to tell us that, look, you are siblings? Now, there's a saying, say, ukromu petekra odi nama ebika. And now, sebe. Say, uni anka, no just all bonti, so for mede, emba fanko. Inti mesremo. Gatof, Tour Operators Association, Money Hoteliers Association, every licensed tour operator, this is the commissionable rate we are giving to you. It's far better than Booking.com, than Airbnb, and all the booking platforms. I think that should be the future. And this dialogue should come out with, a proper conclusion for us to know how the future holds for us.
Being my headache, and I'm coming from a point of ignorance and so many assumptions. But before I get there, let me ask, if the District Assembly is not going to invest the kind of investment that you are making, why should they be reaping? 1 year, decide you won't do anything, then you all lose and they'll wake up. Now, back to my previous headache. I've been asking myself, how long does it take to train to be a paragliding pilot so that we can't train our own people? We have our military, we have Air Force, we have paratroopers. And we can't get Ghanaian paratroopers to be pilots, so that we need to bring people year in, year out, host them in hotels, and maintain them. I really don't get it.